welcome to another episode of Speakers Bank podcast, Our Voices, Our Views. My name's Elvira and I'm here today with Paul Fink. Paul will be sharing his experience with us today about having survived a stroke at the age of 34 and how that's changed the direction of his life. So Paul, welcome to the Speakers Bank podcast series. Firstly, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I really appreciate you joining us today and giving us your time. So what we're going to do is paint a little bit of a picture about what's happened for you, and I'll just ask you a series of questions. And I guess the first one I wanted to ask you was, can you paint a picture for us about what your life was like before you had your stroke?
Yeah, I guess, that's true. My stroke was, I was 34 years old. I'm 41 now. So almost 7 years ago. Pre-stroke, I was pretty social, very active, pretty happy. I was married, and my eldest son was born 7 months before the stroke. So, like most 34 years old, I was working full time, and I was enjoying playing cricket, golf, and I get being busy with parenting also.
So incredibly active, it sounds like.
Yeah. I'm pretty active, and yeah. Yep.
So what is it okay to ask what happened, Paul? What happened when you had the stroke? Was there any signs that it was coming up, or was it unexpected? What happened?
Very unexpected. The onset on my stroke was pretty quick, almost instantly. Luckily, I was at home with my family, almost going to work, but I had a appalling headache, and I was out of it pretty quickly. My wife immediately something was wrong, and without hesitation called an ambulance. I passed out roughly 30 minutes, was so quick. I have vague memories, the paramedics arriving, but not much. Yeah.
Wow.
But pretty lucky, was quick.
Yeah.
And I can't remember.
Yeah. I think there's an idea in the community, a misconception that stroke is something that affects older people with poor health, but by all accounts, you were a 34-year-old fit, active, healthy person. So It does happen to younger people, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have no warning signs at all. That's true. The stats backed up. Strokes has mainly older people, but strokes can happen to anyone, sadly, including kids, infants, babies, and my stroke was caused by a defect with my brain called an AVM. And brain AVMs are usually congenital, means I was born with it, but I was not aware of this condition before.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty glad I was not aware also.
Yeah, I kind of get it. Yeah, what good would it do you to know, right? Yeah.
Well, I think if I know, I will be more nervous and anxious all the time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That makes sense. Um, so you had the stroke, and can you take us through some of the changes that happened for you after the stroke? I guess firstly, like some of the physical changes, if we can start with that.
Yep. When I first got to hospital, the doctors wasn't sure I was going to make it. I was touch and go. I was in a coma for 2 weeks, and including 3 brain surgeries. My impact of my stroke was very significant. I'm still not working still, and working on my improves my deficiencies even now.
Yeah.
When I woke up after the coma, the main physical changes were my speech and my movement. I had no ability to communicate at the beginning, and I was paralyzed down my right side. E.g., couldn't talk or speak. I couldn't use my right side at all, and I had trouble swallowing and need modified food and drinks of a while. I have aphasia. Aphasia is language and communication difficulties. So learning to speak and walk again was a massive challenge for me. Yeah.
But one that you're obviously overcoming, right?
Yep.
Yeah, amazing. Just amazing. To think that 7 years ago you couldn't swallow or speak, and now we're here communicating openly with each other. It's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. My speech is not automatic yet. I hope so on the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the mental side of my stroke was not visible. I have few hidden disabilities like epilepsy, anxiousness, and fatigue.
Yep.
But I guess my positive attitude with rehab was very beneficial for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Paul, can I ask you, like you've faced and overcome so many challenges, it seems. If there's one particular challenge that jumps out at you as being the most difficult, what would that have been?
Yeah, good question. I reckon 2 things. One, the uncertainty to walk again. And 2, I think my first epilepsy seizure. A little bit weird to say, but my stroke was so quick, therefore I can't remember that. I can't remember the acute stages. But I remember vividly my first seizures was pretty scary. I passed out almost 2 seconds, and this 3 seconds, I thought automatically, I will be dead. So pretty scary to thought.
So, so the epilepsy, it was new. It was something that was brought on by the stroke.
Yeah, very common after stroke survivors has epilepsy.
Yeah. Okay.
And my seizure was maybe 14 months after the stroke.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
stopping seizing medication. So yeah, but pretty controlled now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you go with that now? Like, just medication
Yeah,
and things help? Yeah.
pretty controlled.
Okay.
Last season was 4 years ago. So
that's good news.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in terms of support that you receive, you mentioned your family. And we've chatted before, and it seems like you've got quite strong family support.
Yeah, my family and friends, and I guess my community, always band together to supporting me, offering for food, offering to drive somewhere, minding my kids. I guess in the beginning, also my wife and my brother created a Facebook page all about my journey and my hospital. So it was a good communication tool to update my progression.
Yeah,
And
fantastic.
I use this page for continuing right now with my updates now.
Yeah, fantastic.
Same page.
Yeah. So there's services that you've talked about that you've used, like physical therapy.
Yeah.
So you're still in touch with regular services?
Yeah, I was I was in hospital for 6 months. 1 month at the Alfred, 5 months in the rehab hospital at Caulfield. After that, I had to lots of therapy as an outpatient therapy, and I'm still working on with therapists to achieve goals in the community. So the support is very crucial and well received also.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that's great. So in terms of your day-to-day life, Paul, are you okay to maybe discuss some of the challenges that you experience in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, sure. I guess my ongoing challenges are my speech, my understanding, writing, in general communication, and also living my life with one hand is a challenge, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm still very positive and rarely dwelling on the negatives, and partly due to my busy life, and try to be a good example with my kids. I guess I have a responsibility to be as healthy and fit as possible with my family. That way we'll be more productive and with my family life, and I guess my future direction also, for example, working stuff.
I was looking at your website and some of the feedback from some of the public speaking that you've done, and even in like the couple of conversations we've had, that's something that's really stuck out to me, like your emphasis on having a positive mindset and being grateful for the things that you do have. And I just want to say it's really very inspiring, and it's been very inspiring listening to you talk about the journey that you've been through, the challenges you've faced. And it's been an absolute honour to meet you and interview you. And I really want to thank you for the time that you've given us. Yeah, it's been fantastic.
It's my pleasure, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So we're just coming to a close now. Again, thank you so much for being here with us today. That's all we have time for. And If anyone would like to view any more of our content, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook at Speakers Bank, or visit our website at www.speakersbank.org.au. If you have any topic suggestions or would like to learn more about Speakers Bank, please contact us on 039 314 0988. Thank you again, Paul. It's been an absolute privilege and honour to meet with you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today.
Yep, no worries at all. Thank you very much.